Hello and welcome back to my channel. This week, because I have more time due to hopefully last week's failure, if this comes out 2 weeks after the latest video, well, I apologize again. But this is the stone I'm going to do. I'm going for something bigger. So this is the stone, and actually, even without the light, you get some of that blue flash, and this is dry. Then I turn this on. Some, you see some of the color here. But the first thing you're gonna see is there's this big crack. So at first I thought I might be able to make a pair out of it, and I mean, it's not impossible that I get a gem here and a gem here. But because this side is thinner, I'm actually thinking that I'm gonna break it for sure. And maybe there's just gonna be a stone here, which is still pretty big. And then of course this little chunk here is going to go, but first I'm going to have to break it, and for that actually I'm going to need to try to saw it or grind it, because as of right now I've tried and it just won't break. So maybe let's get some water on there so you can see what it looks like when it's wet. Which you actually probably saw already from the thumbnail. So now it's wet and it shows more. It shows actually more in real life, but you can see here it's a very nice color, very flashy, good pattern. I don't know if it's going to be clean from cracks or small push inclusions, but at that size and that brightness, there's really no complaining either way. So yeah, I'm gonna split it, start working on it, and we're gonna see how we can maximize its potential. I will be back. And I am back, and for the first time I actually sliced an opal. I actually got a Dremel end to do that because it was taking me forever. But now it's done. I haven't checked inside yet. I figured that would be a fun thing to do together. So let's see. I didn't do it quite on this, but it's going to be very easy to remove. So let's see. Okay, so clearly there's color everywhere. I mean, this isn't why I did it. I really did to get rid of the crack, but I figured it was worth a try to look at it from inside. So there's actually, okay, here actually we do see kind of the flash, which is pretty strong, nice metallic type. So clearly there's going to be something here. Actually, there's a bit of black at the bottom we see here, but it's not enough. It's not gonna matter. I'm gonna remove it, and here actually we also see the color. I noticed that here it looks like there's something. I don't know if it's a crack. I don't. It does feel like a crack to the touch. Oh, actually, it looks like a ridge. Well, I'll see anyway. As we say, I do have to remove that part at least because it's where the crack still is. So, but I'm pretty confident we're gonna have some very nice color. There's clearly gonna be a gem in there. How big? I'm not sure. It's gonna be a crystal. It's gonna be a bit directional as well, but it's gonna be strong. And then here, I'm gonna have to check how it works out here. I don't have so much hope, but I do think that here it's still gonna be, there's still gonna be something to work with clearly. We can see the flash, so I think that at least this is reasonable, which is still 2.5 carat stone, I think. Unless, of course, there are more cracks that are hidden. If it's just punch lines, I don't mind. If it's cracks, it's bad. So anyway, I'm gonna expose the color and hope for the best. And I am back for the color. Let's see. So this was the side that was thinner. You see there's some color. Actually, I'm gonna wet it now. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so there is some color. It's most visible here, but because of all this sand, and this sand does go around, so that's pointless. I do think there's a small blue stone here. Nothing fantastic. Might be actually a practice stone. And here also kind of the same. It's not that bright, quite directional. Actually, does look good from this angle. I like it, but that's it. Then here actually it looks like there's nothing. So I'm gonna probably slice this, but I'm not gonna bother showing you the result. I might take my time just because I don't think that these are stones that are gonna be of any interest. The color really doesn't look as good as it does on camera. But the other piece is much more interesting. Now I check, and actually the crack that we saw from the side, that from the top, it actually looks like it was just a punch line that crossed the whole thing, because I've gotten rid of it now. But this is just the remnants. But this is where we're at. So there is some very nice color here. There's this punch line that's inside that I don't like, but the thing is it's very deep. You see it starts there, so I don't know if I mean, it's spotch, so it should be technically quite hardy, but it does take away a bit from the beauty. So I'm gonna start shaping. I might try to lose. I might actually try to lose this, and then of course this, and try to keep something like this. This is not a crack. It looks like it's a punch line that actually starts here as well. I'm gonna check it once it's dry, but yeah. So if I can get a stone here, given that it's not super directional, quite bright. Actually, I might even make it bigger, and if I roll things out. Given that it's quite bright, of course it's only blue and green, but if it's uh, 4-5 carat stone even, that's pretty neat. So I'll start shaping it, and I'll figure it out. This is the one that actually is gonna show up at the end of the video. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother showing you the results for the other one, but this one is pretty neat, so I will. And I am back. I'm not done with the stone, but I wanted to put a video out this week anyway, so I'm gonna call this one part 1, as you've no doubt seen, and I'm gonna finish it in the next week because it's very hard to grind. This is where I'm at. So yeah, here it used to be maybe where my thumb is, and that took me about an hour and a half of grinding because it's so tough. But I'm getting there. There with some light, with some water, sorry. So here I need to bring it just a bit, but I'm gonna roll this, so it's gonna be, I'm gonna roll this so that it doesn't matter so much. And then here, this big patch, I'm also getting quite close, almost enough that I'm gonna be able to probably roll it out. These are there to stay because the patch is, it's actually quite interesting, but it does go deep, so I'm not gonna remove them. At least when it's a straight, when it's a more or less solid line, not too wide. Too wide, I feel like it gives some character to the stone, especially when it leads to a division like here, where you have the color here but not here, and I move it and whoop, then this window is eliminated, which I find very cool. So yeah, my expectation at this point is something like this, and this can stay. So like a triangle. I've been seeing a triangle in this stone for a very long time at this point, and I'm probably gonna go for it. And I actually see it really as a pendant. I think it's gonna work for that. Pretty big pendant. So I'm gonna bid you farewell for this week. As always, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fancy things, and I will see you for part 2 in the next one.